Hey, what's happening, everybody? Ray here, coming at you with another video. This time, I just had something on my mind today I want to share with you all. This is talking, of course, about the Final Fantasy VII Remake and just how massive this game is going to be. And, you know, I've seen a lot of talk online, and the reason I want to talk about this and show some examples of what I'm talking about is because I've seen a lot of people online just saying, yeah, it's only gonna be like 10 or 15 hours, it's not gonna be that long, and you know, just other like stuff. And you're entitled to your opinion, and of course none of us know as of right now what the truth is, like how long it's gonna be. I'm thinking this is a 40 or 50 hour game, people. I mean, at least 30 to 35 hours. If you're a completionist like me, you're looking at, you know, maybe 60 to 70 hours. I mean, plus there's going to be, we know there's going to be DLC. They're probably going to offer a season pass. There's going to be all different kinds of stuff coming after the initial release of the game, most likely. So the basically, you know, they have shown a lot in the trailers, especially in this last trailer, that if you piece it together, if you think the boss fights in this game are anywhere from 8 to 15, maybe even 20 minutes long, and they've already shown a bunch of boss fights, even getting through the enemies you have to face to, you know, traverse the different areas that you have to get to the boss fight. They take a little bit, you know what I mean? I think the demo, if you look at the demo, people that have talked that have played it, even the people who are really good and got through it, it was 30 minutes, and that's for the first 10. Originally, I think that's the first 10 minutes of the game in Final Fantasy VII Remake, getting through the reactor, fighting the guard scorpion, getting out. I mean, you can get through that in a shorter amount of time. So 30 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes. I wanted to pull this up and check this out real quick. So even just looking at the opening of the trailer, you've got a ton of cinematics you're going to have to get through in this game as well. The flashback, the scene with the promise between Tifa and Cloud. That's just to name one instance. Then you got so much time and cinematics that you're going to be in this game. Different story elements, different plot points, and stuff that we haven't even seen yet. There's going to be cinematics and cutscenes for side quests and all these other elements in the story, cutting away to the Shinra Tower, the Shinra building. You know, there's numerous instances of things that are going to take up your time in this game. Here's another one. Here's another example. Honeybee Inn. This is not going to be 2 or 3 minutes in and out. You know, the Honeybee Inn, I'm assuming, if I'm taking it correctly, that you're going to have to collect all the different items, and then you probably get them applied to you at the Honeybee Inn. You don't just get into a dressing room at the dressmaker's shop and then you have your stuff on. No, they're gonna beautify you. They're gonna make you look good, and they're gonna, you know, this is the place to go and do it. You get the stuff, and then you go here, and they make you look good. You know what I mean? So this is just another example, another side quest, basically within the main storyline. This isn't even counting side quests that are going to be outside of the main storyline that are optional. This is optional in a way, but it's also part of the progression of the main storyline. So there's that. And just look at how big and how well defined all these areas are. Like this right here, you've got people over here, you know, just kind of talking and shooting the bull. You've got all these different places you could probably visit. Some say open, some say closed. I mean, well, one says open, but you get the impression that some of these places are closed. So there could be a day and night cycle aspect to some of the stuff in the game, which would be super cool, which also means you can come back and forth to these places. So, you know, I think at the end of the day, the way time passes in the game, or how much time you spend in the game, whether you get 30 hours out of it, whether you get 70 hours out of it, depends on how you as a player decide to play the game. I think we are definitely going to get at least 35 to 40 hours guaranteed out of this game. That's how I feel about it, because just based on what I've seen, based on what they've shown, I don't think there's any way to draw any other conclusion if you look at all the elements in play. Okay, so, and then Exhibit C, or whatever exhibit we're on right now. Roche and his group, I think they're called the Watchmen of Fate. That's what they're called, the Watchmen of Fate. Roche and all of his stuff. So at this point in the trailer, he basically gives you the idea as the viewer that him and Cloud have already fought once. This is the second time they're going to fight. Who's to say they don't fight again? There's other stuff involved with him. So then there's that aspect. That is something that will take up time. He has got storyline revolving around him and Cloud. They might have history that he doesn't know about. He might be like, hey, I know who owned that Buster Sword. Why you got it? I discussed that in comments with another person in one of the videos. So there's all kinds of story tied to this character. There is all kinds of content in this game. It is massive. This game is going to be massive. Don't listen to the haters. Don't listen to the haters and naysayers. Now, it might be 25 to 30 guaranteed. It may not be 35 to 40, but I think we're guaranteed 35 to 40. We're guaranteed a massive game if you do everything. So I'm not worried about it at all. I'm not worried about the length of this game. Okay, but that's not where it stops. We've got more. Shinra Tower. How massive is Shinra Tower itself going to be? We've already seen all the stuff with Hojo, climbing the stairs, doing the stuff, sneaking in. There's probably a couple different ways there's probably going to be an option of ways you can go in, because we heard dialogue from Cloud in this new trailer saying, hey, we're going to go rescue Aerith. We're here to rescue Aerith, not cause a scene. And Barrett's like, yeah, it's true, or something like that. But there's probably an option where you can bust right into the front door, like in the original game. It gives you the option to go in the back way or go in the front. So you meet Red 13. You got the Genova stuff with Sephiroth in the tower. Then there's going to be the tower escape. Then you get locked up, you get caught, you get locked up. Genova escapes. There's all kinds of stuff just in this one section. This is the latter part of the game, but there's so much more. And talk about stuff they're adding. I'm just talking about like comparison to the original game to this game and what we know based on playing the original game and what we've seen in the trailers. We don't know anything about the stuff they've added. They've added a ton of stuff. This scene right here with Hojo talking about Cloud being a failure, a failed experiment, that is precisely from the original game. And when he meets with Cloud, he's like, oh, well, you're not totally a failed experiment. You managed to get us. And it's not until the Northern Crater when you first start hearing that talk from him. I believe. I could be wrong on that, but I think it's when Sephiroth is in cryostasis in the Northern Crater and everybody comes together and Cloud gives him the black materia. That's when you first hear Hojo talk about Cloud being a possible failed experiment. Here, we get it right here. We get it right here in the Shinra Tower scene. So this is added. There's a bunch of story elements, bunch of plot points that are going to be added. The stuff they're adding that we have never seen before, they're not showing us in the trailer except for Roche. That's all we know about. There are other things they're going to add and do, change that we haven't seen yet, and that's going to add depth and playability, like depth and playtime to the game. All right, mixing things up. So right here we see Cloud. He's got his grappling hook there. They're climbing up this destroyed area right here. This is when, you know what this is? This is when they're escaping the pillar being destroyed. That's the ruins of the pillar right there, and they're being hunted down. Okay, I didn't catch this before. So this right here, this is after the pillar is dropped, and Cloud, Aerith, and Tifa are on the run. So, and this right here is the AB cannon thing when you're running from Shinra Tower. This is the boss that you fight when you're descending the. It's a double boss fight when you're using Party 2 when you're descending the elevators getting out of Shinra Tower in the original game. This is the second boss that you fight, and you fight him. They mix it up. You fight him right here in the escape from the pillar, the devastation of the pillar. Mixing things up. In the original game, you escape the pillar, you go down the zip line and everything, you land comfortably, and you go to Aerith's house, and then you decide that you're going to go to Shinra Tower. In this, you go down the zip line, you do all that stuff. It's the morning after, you're surveying the wreckage, because we've seen in the trailer, I love that shot of the upper plate right there being propped up. In the trailer, we've seen the shot where they're looking at the devastation. So that scene actually happens before or after this scene right here. So, wow. Yeah, I just put that together. I just figured that out. That's awesome. Okay, so here. More stuff. Leviathan. You're summoning Leviathan, and you've got the Leviathan summon at this point because it's fighting against the AB cannon thing. So, this point in Midgar, you've got Leviathan. You get him somehow. You get him, you get Ifrit, you get Shiva. We know there's a few summons that you get this early in the game, so you have to get them somehow. I don't think you're just going to happen upon a summon materia and have it. I think you're going to have to do something to get those. My opinion. Maybe not, but you are going to have to go a little bit out of your way to get them. This all adds time, people. This all adds time. This game is going to be massive. I think people are undershooting. They're basing it on what Square Enix has done in the past. I think Square Enix with this game is saying, look, we're not doing things like that with this game. We know how special this game is. We understand what you want, how special this game is. We are bringing it. We are bringing it. We are not pulling a Final Fantasy 15 with this. We are giving you what you want. So we are taking our time and doing it right. Right here, climbing the Shinra Tower. See, okay, so right here, this is how you go in the front way to Shinra Tower, right? This is the lobby. This is going in the front way. And then here it shows you going in the back way. So there's a couple different ways to attack Shinra Tower, just like in the original. Upper plate. Okay, upper plate. So there's some other things I want to talk about. Right here, upper plate. You didn't get the upper plate in Final Fantasy VII. The most you did on the upper plate was walk around a little bit after the first reactor attack and then come back to Shinra Tower. That was it. We have seen a ton of gameplay from the upper plate, Cloud running through the streets of the upper plates of Midgar. We have seen a ton of gameplay from the slum areas, from the sewer areas, from more of the underground, like public works areas of Midgar. They've shown us a bunch. People keep saying, well, they keep showing the bombing run of that one. No. Keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes peeled. Listen to your eyes. They are showing us a ton of stuff. This is more upper plate stuff. The upper plate stuff looks beautiful because it's a great contrast to the grimy filth of the lower plate. And I'm going to assume this may be after the first plate, after they drop that section of the plate and they destroy the Sector 7 pillar, because everything kind of looks destroyed up here. This may be an area that was next to that sector. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, more underground. This right here, underground. You can tell because there's steps going up to maybe an upper level, and there's carvings like in this. This looks like you're in like a cavernous area that's been tunneled out or something underground. All right, so right here, check this out. This is a shot. I believe this right here is the escape when Cloud. You split your party into two groups. Like, okay, you guys go. Tifa stays with Cloud. So Red 13, Barret, and Aerith, they take the stairs. And they take the elevator. This is the enemy you fight right here. Boom. That's the tank enemy that you fight. And then after that, the enemy I showed you earlier that was in the trailer, that it descends after you beat this thing. I don't think there will be any of that. I think you'll fight this with Barret, Aerith, and Red 13. You can see them right there. Boom. Great shot. Fantastic shot. That's the classic Red 13 pose right there. Barret firing off big shot or whatever it's called now. I know it's called something different. And then more of this. The bike escape sequence is more identified. All of this adds time to the game. This is all just main story plot stuff they're showing us. I'm excited. This is all going to be adding up to this game being massive. I didn't even show the stuff from the other trailers where they showed more upper pillar stuff, like upper plate stuff where you're fighting around. Running around, run through the trains, going through the ghost train graveyard with the ghosts, or whatever weird thing Aerith is doing, talking to the ghosts and stuff like that. You've got a big possibility that this game is 40 to 50 hours. When people are shortchanging how long this game is going to be, they're not thinking about how much longer it takes to get through battles now, how more intricate the boss battles are, the side quests, all the other stuff. Just think about Wall Market, Honeybee Inn, all that kind of stuff. Think about Sector 7. Think about Seventh Heaven, all that other kind of stuff. Think about some of the Avalanche stuff you're going to be doing. Think about the Roche stuff with the I keep wanting to say Guardians of Fate. It's not Watchmen of Fate, yeah. My point is, there is a massive amount of information in these trailers if you just pick it apart. Go watch them yourself. You will see daytime, nighttime, upper plate, lower plate, different points of the story, things you've never seen before, all this other stuff. That doesn't add up to a 15-hour experience, people. Use your noggins. Use your noggins on this one. This is going to be great. This is going to be a massive game, and I can't wait. Anyway, I'm going to keep this video short. I'm going to lock it down at that. But you all, please, if you like the video, give it a like. I really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I got a lot of stuff happening. Got a couple more things I want to do today. If you all have not followed me yet on Twitter, at Coffman20XX on Twitter, and same thing on Instagram. You can also, if you want to contribute, you can hit me up on Patreon, patreon.com/Ray Coffman. I send out art monthly. I send out writings. You get videos early, things like that. So anyway, I'll keep it at that. You all have a great day. You'll be hearing from me again here before the end of the day, but you all keep rocking, and I will catch you on the next video. Be good to each other.